Hello, we will start the first session of the Game Maker Studio training. The start window of Game Maker Studio looks like this. In this section, you can open the latest projects that you have saved. By clicking on the Open button, you can open the file in the places that you have saved. Find it already and open it from there. New will create a new project. You can import files of the older versions of Game Maker here. We want to create a new folder with a file. For example, a new folder called Test. And enter from here, put the name of the project, Test. Press Create to open it. So let me explain about the Game Maker program. There is a game engine for two-dimension games, suitable for simple games, intellectual games, puzzle games, and the like. The point about game development is that it is said that some of these engines do not need programming and work is done graphically. Well, of course, this is completely wrong. All game engines, their working principles are based on programming, even those that do not use programming. It is true that the work is done graphically, but the same commands that are used graphically are actually programs that have changed their form. Basically, the power of a game engine is as powerful as programming, and if you don't know the basics of programming, you can't be a good game developer. So if you want to make a game with this game engine, try a simple programming language like Fortran or BASIC and learn it. It will help you a lot. So, let's go to the software. The first thing you need to do is to specify the environment in which the game will be run. Here we have Windows. We want to write a game for Windows. We create a new room. The room is the same as the level of the game, which can be a start page, menus or the game environment. In the settings section, you specify the length and width of the room. Now, by default, it is 1024 by 768. The speed is the number of frames that the game can play. We will confirm this. A room will be created. Here, I click twice. With the button in the middle of the mouse, you can enlarge this to see the whole screen. The network you see, and here you can set whether it is displayed or not. Snap size, which is 32 pixels, it causes objects to move on network, or snap. For play game, need an object. The object button creates an object in the game. In this box, we give it a name. An object must have an image for you to see in the game. If it doesn't have an image, then nothing will be seen. From here, you can use the images you have already entered in the game. Or use the new button to create a new image for it. In this part, you create a name for the image. The first thing we did is that you should know the names you use for objects, sounds and objects. Everything you come up with must be different from each other. If a sprite has the same name, it will get an error message, so you have to give it a different name. Origin is the anchor point of sprite. It defines that now x and y is 0, which means the anchor point of the image is here, the upper left corner, but this is not suitable. Usually it should be here in the middle of the images. Well, let's go back to room. Here we go to the Objects section, and when we click on the object, it will show us more objects, and we will put it inside the room. And zoom in to see better. Well, this snap that I told you, here, you can see how it works. When you want to move it, which is placed on the lines, it means that it jumps. In fact, sometimes this is useful and sometimes it is not. If you don't want to do this, you can put this on 1 and turn it off. We can easily put it anywhere you want. We put it in the scene. We run the program and see what happened. Well, you can see that this man is in the scene. He didn't do anything special because didn't explain anything to him. We open the room by double-clicking. Make the room smaller, so that we can see it more easily. For example, we set it to 800 pixels and 600 pixels. Well, we have an object that is in the room, so now what can we do with this object? For example, we want to control its movement around with the cursor and the directional keys. This part, an event, is something that you do by using input devices to the computer, such as a mouse, keyboard, and a gamepad. Let's use the arrow keys on the keyboard. So the key pressed event, we select the key. All the buttons have their own event here. Left, right, up, down, control, shift, space, enter, etc. Well, we start from the left key, so here is the event. It says that when the left key is pressed, here the action tells what will be done when the key is pressed. We want that subject to move to the left. We have a command move. They perform fixed movements. For example, move fix, moves in certain directions that you specify. For example, let's set 5 pixels in each frame, then we will run the program and see the result. Now, when you press the left button, you will see it moves to the left with speed of 5 pixels and completely leaves the screen. But this is not what we want, so we delete it. We want the subject to move with each press, for example, 5 pixels to the left. In this part from the code section, the execute button, we enter the code. Here is the part where you have to use programming. You must have previous knowledge to know how programming works. Now I will show you simple problems. I want that when I press the left side, the coordinates x of subject 5 must be subtracted from it, so we write. X has become one of the predefined variables that GameMaker creates for each object. When we write x, it means that the x-coordinate of the subject is equal to x minus 5. What does this mean in programming? The computer works in this way that the right side of the equality sign is calculated and the value obtained is placed on the left side. Now, by pressing the left key of the keyboard, x-coordinate of subject is subtracted 5 pixel from it and the value is again in the coordinates x is placed on the subject. We press the left button, it moves 5 pixels to the left. Well, we can do the same for the top and bottom buttons on the right. We can copy the same command as before and let's stick here and add only x coordinates. For example, 5 units. Well, for the up or up button, when we press it, because the 0 and 0 coordinates are here, and the positive coordinates for y are downwards, so for the object to move up we need to decrease the value of y, and for that, when we press the down key, because the object moves down and the coordinates of y are positive, so every time we need to add in 1 unit to the coordinates of y, left, right, down, and up. So add a new object. Let's give it the name of the plane and assign a new sprite to it. For example, we select this image. Now we want to see what we can do with this. The create event is when the shape is created in the scene, in the room, or in the game stage as soon as a shell is created. You can assign some properties to it, for example, direction, speed or other things. When an airplane is created in the scene, at the same moment, we want it to move forward in the form of 10 pixels. We have to put it here. I will delete it. I will do this and put the plane in place of this object, the plane object here, and I will run the game. As you can see, it will fix its face and come out of the room.